I like to cut fruits and vegetables in the wooden cutting board. And all the meat, when I go to cut meat, I cut it in a glass cutting board. A glass. And the wooden cutting board is for vegetables and fruits. We're also going to use olive oil. Any brand is fine. Olive oil.
We already showed the olive oil.
Okie dokie. But we didn't show the garlic. We're also going to use garlic. Our kitchen is very small, but that's okay. We'll work it out.
So you don't have to cut more onions later on?
Later, yeah, later. We're gonna put some more onions later, but we'll show you that. My knives are terrible, like I mentioned before in our other video.
You don't have to say that.
I can say anything I want.
I don't need to know if our knives are good or not.
Yeah, they do. You see,
This knife is pretty good. Okay, so this is onion number 2 that we're gonna cut.
Okay, so I cut the beef in strips like this. And then I cut them in half again. Just so they won't be that.
Got a small cutting board here, so everything kind of slides off while I'm cutting, but it's okay. It'll still work. Everything's clean. Now we're gonna mash some garlic.
Okay.
How many cloves of garlic would you say?
Maybe like 3.
3 cloves of garlic. Always mash your garlic.
I smash it and then I kind of like cut them up later. So they won't be so big, such big pieces of garlic.
We're on top of the stove.
Yeah. Just gonna do it. Do it over here. While we cook, we try to keep stuff clean. Wash whatever we need to wash and throw away whatever garbage there is. It's easier. So then when we finish cooking, it's just a matter of eating and that's it. We don't have so much stuff to clean up.
We're making a portion size for how many people? I would say like
3 people, I would
3
say.
people, 3 or 4 people.
This is the kind of meat that we use. Okay.
So we've got ourselves 2 onions and 3 cloves of garlic.
2 yellow onion. Put a drizzle of olive oil. Not too much.
Extra virgin.
Just enough to brown the onion.
Caramelize the onions.
Caramelize the onion. Okay, here we go.
Put that on high.
This is after the onions are caramelized. We're just gonna add the meat and the water. Don't put me in camera. Okay. But for now, let's just brown this so it'll get all the flavor will come out. Put inside the pressure cooker one of these. One of those.
That'll turn the water into beef stock.
Okay. Just one. Just one should be enough. The good thing with this recipe is it doesn't take too many ingredients. Mostly like onions, the beef, lime, and salt.
Try to get that aroma going.
Nice.
Got the garlic with the onions starting to brown up a little bit. This is all going to be boiling in there with the meat, making it nice and juicy and tender. And we'll close up the pressure cooker and let it cook for, I would say, 30 to 40 minutes. Maybe less, maybe like 35 or maybe 25.
25. It's not a lot of meat, so maybe 25 minutes. That's all the meat. So maybe 25 minutes. Okay. All right. So now I'm gonna add the water.
You got the little cube?
I got it right here. Okay. I'm gonna add the water. Okay. That's like. I use this cup because it's a big cup.
Yeah, that's my coffee mug.
Yeah, that's
time.
Ivan's coffee mug. Okay, I'm gonna put more water in a minute, but I just we're gonna put the beef bouillon. Okay, the beef bouillon. I'm gonna put it in here. Okay.
And we can stir that. Take another one of those cubes with over.
Yeah, we could put another one.
Okay, so this is the second beef bouillon we're gonna put into the mixture of water, onions, garlic.
Okay, this is the second one of these. We decided to put 2. Okay.
This will turn our water into beef stock.
I like to break them up. More or less here. Okay. Okay, and now we're gonna put in the beef.
Let's stir that. Now it's getting more brownish color.
That's good. Okay. Put the beef in there. Not a lot of beef, but it's good. It's just for 2 of us, so it's plenty. Okay. Now we
Throw
add.
in some parsley.
We could put some parsley.
Put some flavor into the.
I'm gonna add another cup of water. The good thing with this is afterwards, after you cook this meat, you can save this beef stock. And for soup or for just anything that you would like to use it for.
A little bit of parsley. Fresh parsley would be better, but this will do the trick.
Yeah. Okay, and now that's it. All now we're gonna do is we're gonna close this pressure cooker. We're gonna close it up. Okay, Rachel, Ray. Okay, that's it. Now we have to wait till it creates pressure and the little steam will start coming up through here, and then we put the little valve.
Okay. So while our meat is cooking over here in the pressure cooker, we're gonna start preparing the boniato, which is a islandish sweet potato. At least that's what it said at the grocery store.
Yeah.
It's not your traditional orange sweet potato. It's actually a white sweet potato. or in other words, boniato. Just fill the pot about halfway with water.
Wash them.
If you want,
First of all, wash them. I keep all of these peels I keep for our mulch pile. Okay? All the peels.
Compost.
Compost. Yes, I'm sorry. That's what it is. Compost pile. Okay, so it's not... As you can see, the little steam is coming out of the pressure cooker. So now I put the little valve here. Okay, that's it. Now it's gonna build up a lot of pressure inside, and then this thing will start moving. And then what I do after that, I lower the heat to halfway, medium. Okay. Ivan is peeling the boniatos.
That should be good. Let's put some water over one more time. Maybe we can start chopping this up.
Ivan is my sous chef. And sometimes I'm his sous chef. So.
Alright, let's start throwing these in there.
Okay, this is the pot with water. We're gonna put them in there. Okay, the pressure cooker is now going like full speed ahead. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna lower the heat here. Okay, halfway. It'll slow down a little, but it's good. So now, from now, I start counting like 25 minutes to 30 minutes, okay? Okay, so those are 2 boniatos. Also called the sweet potato, Cuban sweet potato. Okay, and there's a pressure cooker going. I think that is so cute. Okay, the heat is halfway. So cute the way that it goes around and around and around. Okay, the heat is halfway. So we're just gonna wait. We're gonna turn this on to boil the sweet potato, the boniatos. Okay, and there I'm gonna put it high heat so it starts boiling and they get tender.
So after about 10 minutes, the sweet potato or boniato should be ready.
Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of salt. I use the sea salt, just a little bit of salt.
That's good. They're supposed to be sweet. So
yeah, I know, but the salt sometimes enhances the flavor. I think the boniatos are done because it's not like mashed potato. They're not supposed to be like that soft. Okay, so that's it. These are done. And we're going to check on the meat. It should be good to go already. It should be done. Turn it off.
Okay, so we're just waiting for the pot to release some of the pressure that's inside. Never lift this, never lift that, because then everything will spill out. That's just a safety precaution. But what I've noticed my mom does, It's a Cuban thing to do. I don't know how the safety measures work toward it, but she puts it under the sink and lets cold water drain on it, so the pressure gets released quicker.
Just pour water here on the side of it. You really shouldn't do this. I mean,
so don't try this at home.
Don't try this at home. Leave it to the crazy people like me. So this will cool off and it will make the pressure go off.
That's just the sink under it. Don't worry, that's not the pot that's gonna explode. That's just the sink under it that's adjusting to the heat. There we go.
Okay, that's one valve off, one pressure coming on.
Was that the one to open it up, or
No,
was that the other?
yeah, probably. I don't know. I'll just wait till. Okay, so. Okay, you can tell if this was it still had pressure, you could not do this. It would just make like noise. So it doesn't have pressure. So we can take it out. Okay, and we can open it up. Bring it over here so you can. Well, let's take it over there. Let's take it over there.
Alright, I'll do that. Just,
No, I got it. I forgot that it has this thing. Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, so we're gonna check on the meat now and see if it's tender enough. Oh yeah. It's pretty tender. Let me try to pull it apart.
Yep. Yum.
Smells delicious, and all it is in there is just beef bouillon, and it's the meat, onions, and garlic, and water. That's all that it's in there. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do to all of the meat in there. We're gonna pull it apart like this. Okay, we're gonna pull it apart as much as we can, and then we'll show you what comes next. Okay, so this is all the liquid that came out of the meat. Okay, beef stock. This is excellent stuff. You can use it for cooking with anything. Okay, especially soups, banana soups, chicken soup. Well, not chicken soup, but any other kind of soup. Okay, and this is the meat. This is all the meat that we took out of that piece of chunk. This is all the meat. Okay, now Ivan is cutting like 3 onions more, because now we're gonna saute all that meat in a pan with some olive oil, onions, and the meat. We're gonna saute that, and we're also gonna put a little bit of garlic powder. I'm gonna take out the boniatos, put them in a pan, a little serving dish. These are really good because they taste more or less like sweet potato, but they're white or yellowish. I'm gonna put a little bit of butter. That should be it.
So when we're prepared to recook the meat, we're gonna add some canola oil to prepare for the final vaca frita. My mom tells me when to stop.
Okay, that should be good for now. Later we'll probably want to add some more. It doesn't really have to be canola oil. You can use corn oil or olive oil.
Let's just add a little bit more.
Any kind of oil.
That's good.
Some salt, the sea salt on the meat. Not too much because I don't like too much salt. And now we're gonna turn the stove on to high.
Put some garlic powder.
Yeah, we're gonna put some garlic powder in here with the onions. Okay, that should be good.
Us Cubans don't measure anything.
No, we don't.
We eyeball it, and it comes out damn good. Sorry, excuse my language.
You can also smash up some garlic and just put it in there instead of the garlic powder. But we're hungry and we want to finish this up already.
So the trick to the vaca frita is once you throw in the meat, you don't want to move it around too much. You just want to leave it there and have the bottom side of it get nice and crisp. A little bit burnt, not too much. Yeah.
We can put the meat now. Here. We're gonna put 2 lemons or whatever to taste. It's really whatever you like. But it gives it like a really good flavor, the lemons in there. And that's part of the actual recipe, vaca frita. It takes lemon. We cut up some extra ones to put it on the table. So when you're eating it, you can add some more.
Then you just let the bottom crisp up a little bit. You want the meat to get a little bit burnt, but it has to be just right. At least that's how I like it. Alright, this is starting to smell incredible. Want it to get a little bit crispy. So I should move it around a little bit so it doesn't stick. That should work. We can lower that now. Actually, we could turn it off. And we're going to throw in a little bit of beef stock. Go ahead. A little beef stock that we cooked it with. Kind of want to scrape it up a little bit.
That's good, right?
That's it. bit of burntness. Look at that. Oh man. Look at that. Usually we would scrape the pan with a wooden, let's get the wooden one. There. That's good. That burntness is what gives the vaca frita its signature. You can add more oil, but this will do.
Some people like to leave the big long strips of the meat, but we don't. We like to cut it up because you can choke easily with those long strings of meat. Okay?
There we got the caramelized onions. Scrape a little bit of that. Wow, that looks incredible. That looks delicious. Have your Cuban vaca fritas.